Hi everyone, it's Gerone Wright here again, and I have an image of a Rembrandt painting of Jesus. This is Rembrandt of Jesus. As you know that I am doing famous decodings on famous artworks. I found that there are artworks to be encrypted with underlining images and meaning that represents the creation of mankind and the manipulation of mankind's genetics, which is continued on and through today. Okay, as incredibly as that may sound, I'm going to start reading this painting to you, and I'm going to start flipping through images because I only have a 15 minutes here. Anyway, I'm going to go over here to I'm going to show you some of these images first. First of all, notice this squire type guy here. Okay, notice that there's an organ like piece coming out of his neck, and I actually highlighted it right there. Okay, you can Google the image and see all of this for yourself. This is shown because this is not actually a representation of his head, but it shows that the actual piece is actually torn away, almost like a person's head ripped away. The rest of it is up here. This squire is actually representing the image of a queen, which I actually put there. Let me make sure that you can see that right there in this corner. There's the points on top of her head right there, and there's her face and all of that. And the king, and looking like this gross tick creature there. Okay, I'm gonna get into explaining that, but again, I'm gonna keep moving. Over here, here's the image of the mother of creation, and what this butler type person is actually serving to Jesus is shown with her mouth open and her mouth on an organ, shown passed over to Jesus. I colored in the lips, gave her a chin, and gave her likeness of what she is based on what I can see. Here's Jesus looking like he has a piece of bread in his hand. That bread is actually in the image of that. He's covering the snout of the pig. Okay, and I'm telling you that his arm and his clothing fashions the head of a pig, which I know the reason why as well also. The monk over here. Notice this monk, how he has his hands up to his mouth, and I'm going to show you how he's actually representing. See how his clothing cleverly overlaps the leg of the table there? And it actually looks, this is actually creates the image and likeness of a mouth, and I'll tell you what this creature is actually later on. It actually represents the genetics of an ape, and I'll tell you how I know that. It's showing you underneath the table that there is a cross-referencing being made, people, and I'll tell you exactly what's going on. Okay, now I'm gonna flip this image. I don't know if you can see them or not, but I'm gonna go to the next image here and show you something. I gave you a break from me decoding Da Vinci because I know I was burning you out on Da Vinci's artworks here. I just want to show you that there's not an artist that I can't touch on here. Okay. Here's some of the images up here again with that queen-like image in it, and there's the teeth. These morphing images show you what genetics are actually being transferred in this scenario. Okay, and you see I colored in some of the white teeth there. Let me make sure you can see it, and you see the creature like that's representative of the king. It lets you know which genetics are actually in these beings and what's being transferred. The image of the queen. Now, if you were to take this image, see how this image is right here? Look how it's actually the other piece of the squire clothing. If you were to take that and lower that down over top of him, it shows you what is actually happening here across the table. It's a representation of the kings and queens. Now, I'm going to go a step further and show you another image of mine that shows you the same exact thing. The Lost Book of Nostradamus. The Lost Book of Nostradamus. Let's go to that right quick. I'm going to put that up here. Can you see that there, people? The same representation is being stated there in the Lost Book of Nostradamus. There's the king. There's the monk. Okay, and this, I know what this is. I'm not going to state it right now, but this is a representation of the whale, the celestial whale, the fish, and all. I'll tell you how I think I might have put that on one of my sites already, but it shows you how the genetics are being transferred over and how there is genetic bridges and everything being created. Now, I'm going to bring up another image. I'm going to bring up the larger image of the Lost Book of Nostradamus. Let me show you something here. Here, Okay, I'm in there. Look at these images, people. All right, there. I'm going to show you just based on it, because you can go and Google the images and look for yourself now. I already revealed my findings on some of these lost books of Nostradamus, but they're all referencing how genetics were being made and how they're being crossed over. Look here in this guy's face right here. Okay, there's a shadow of another being. Okay, and it shows how these genetics were actually transferred over. Even in this white portion here, there's also other beings depicted. Okay, in the hair, okay, and at the collar. There's an ape right here in the collar, okay, and then it shows another ape on this side as well too, in its other stages. I know what these creatures are, people. Down here is what I call, this is the cauldron, okay, which is actually used in pagan worship and shows the chemistry or cocktail to creating life. There's also another image of an ape right there, people. Okay, I draw that in for you. Yes. Then we have the king over here. Oh, on the sleeve over here of this arm, it shows you another creature here. Their faces. I know who these beings are, people. I'm not just drawing their faces. I actually know what they are and what they represent. Down here, there's the witch-like mother of creation there. Okay. Over here, come to the king. On the back of the king's head, there's a darker version of himself right there. Okay, and down in his body as well. It shows you how these genetics were being manipulated, people. Here you go. And there's the eyes, there's the snout, and it shows you the different evolutionary stages of these beings and what they actually represent. Okay, now I'm going to take this down. You can look this up for yourself. This is what you can check out for yourself. But that and this is exactly the same thing. Now, I'm going to give you another image of, let me see here, where we at here, where we at, on how I know what those monks represent, because now what I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you the 8 images in the monk. Besides there being, well, I'm not going to draw on that one, that's mine. I'm going to show you something about how I know that that's an 8 image. And the monk, what the monk represents. The monk actually is what you would call a prisoner in the underworld of these encryptions. Meaning that he actually, his body is designated to taking in genetics from both sides, from all parties depicted, put in, recycled back out through his body. His body has dominating genetics that overcomes an ancient genetic, and one day I'll tell you all about that. And they're recycled back out. Now, how was all of this being done? They didn't have the tools for all of this back in the day. You know how they transferred their genetics, people? All right, when you see these depictions of this, they actually basically had homosexual encounters with each other. I'm stating that nuns were involved in this as well, in lesbian acts, and this is why to this day that you have that high growing number of molestation of boys along the in Catholic religion. Okay, it's a cult religion practice that's been taking place from the beginning of time. And I'm telling you, people, that it actually happened here, and it's because of the manipulation of ancient genetics. But I'm gonna show you something here, okay? Because you can probably see it now. I'm gonna turn the image. Besides that, hold on. Let me draw this 8. That's the reason why this was up. And I'm going to lose time here. Let me step it up here because time is moving away from me. I'm telling you that that is the mouth of an ape right there, and it goes up and it creates the snout and shows you how the genetics was there. But I'm going to turn it around and give you the more defining image of the ape, because he appears in the monk's head. And oh gosh, let me see where we're at here. I don't want to lose. Okay. Alright, there we go. Look right there when it's turned up. Google the image and highlight it. I gave the ape the eyes. You'll see his snout and you'll see his mouth there in the arm of the monk. That tells me the genetics that he's representing, the dominating genetics there. Then you'll see a couple of other images coming over on the other side there. In his hair, people, you'll see the mouth and that of the creature of which he represents. Okay? Now, in Jesus, it's the same exact thing. Here, I know what this creature is there, and these creatures as well too, and actually why this whole representation is being made here. Now, let's go back to the Lost Book of Nostradamus again, about the monk thing. I'm going to come up with a different image. Go to this image, Google this image in the Lost Book of Nostradamus. The same exact characterization of the monk and what he represents is on his shoulders. Okay? There's other images here as well too. Like in here. I know what their clothing represents, people. I know what these creatures are. I know why these implications are being made, and I can continue going to them over and over again. Even with the nuns. I can do this because I know that this represents the image of a shark, or the fish, which is one of our ancestral creatures on how we got created. Okay? Even gives the appearance of all of the defining factors and how you would make a shark. So you can see that, people, right? Now, Google the image, look there. I'm going to bring this back up again. This is Rembrandt's painting. I'm at 11 seconds. I'm at 11 seconds here. Google the image, people. This is a Rembrandt painting. And Rembrandt and all of his artwork, just like Leonardo da Vinci, these people became famous for their artwork and making references in Christianity because they included and encrypted in their artwork the indicating factors of how mankind was created. This is of celestial alien origin. I know the origin of everything that is there. I know how they created their paintings. Not only can I reproduce them, I can possibly reproduce better because I have a greater and better understanding. In fact, maybe in my next video, I might even show you some of my work, and I'm not even an artist. I know how these images were produced. Okay, and I'll just leave it with that. Now, Google the image. Okay, I'm claiming that Rembrandt's painting here of Jesus represents that of the creation of mankind. And if you want to hear more, I have this, I think, is my 23rd video. I'm on YouTube, Geroneification, or you can Google my name, Gerone Wright, and it'll come up, I am an alien, so are you, with some other stuff. And you can find me, people. I have the website on Alien UFOs, Forums, Dreams, and Experiences. You can find me there. YouTube, Geroneification. I'm on Twitter. I'm here. I'm on the Blogger. I'm just trying to get the word out. I need your help, your views. Help me get there. Okay. Reality as we know it, people, is not what it is. Okay. We're being lied to. We're being deceived. Okay. I would not be able to do this if it wasn't for that fact. The truth always prevails. This is the truth, what I'm doing here, people. I can do this with anything. I can walk into any ancient structure in Rome or across the world, and I can pull out the same thing. In Angkor Wat, any Mayan temple, the Egyptian temples, all of this stuff, people, is linking this and everything else that I am discovering, and I can go in and show you who you are, and it don't matter what part of the world we do it from. You know why? Because it all has the same origin and the same indications in what it is stating to us. And that's how you're being created, what is being done to alter that creation, and who knows about it. I can take you there, people. If you listen up, I can take you there. I can show you. And what the beauty in all of this is that there were no languages that, the pictures break all barriers as far as communication. That's the reason all of this stuff is in images. So You don't have to have a language to speak, or to understand what is being shown to you in the image. All you have to do is have the understanding. And on that note, I'm going to thank you for your support. Email this, Gmail it, I don't care what you do, Twitter it, send it out to someone.